You can do that, Karine. Welcome to the bow, ladies and gentlemen. And to those of you watching on screens around the ship, and to those of you lining the balcony of the Explorer Lounge, big welcome to you. Now, traditionally, when we have a Viking naming ceremony, we use a bottle of aquavit and a chopping block of relevance to the godmother, which in this case is a piece of wood from Highclere Park, together with a replica of a Viking axe. But since we are in Malta, we felt it more appropriate to use a replica of the de Valletta sword. And so to tell us a little more about this sword and its significance, I would like to invite to the stage the president of the Maltese Association of the Order of Malta, Marchesino Daniel de Petri Testaferrata.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A word of thanks to all the Viking family for their welcome here today. I feel greatly honored to be here to talk a little bit about the Order of Malta. The Order of Malta is a religious order. It uses its diplomatic connections around the world to carry out humanitarian projects in so many different countries. But yet in 1565, it was also an elite fighting force. We are in the epicenter of what was one of the most epic battles of all time, the Great Siege of Malta. Voltaire, that famous French philosopher, had stated, "Rien est plus connu que le siège de Malte." Nothing is as well known as the Siege of Malta. And it was so famous because this small band of knights managed, despite the huge outnumbering of the Ottoman forces, to defeat the invaders through sheer courage and grit. And, of course, by using the best weapons that were available to them at the time. This is a replica of the very sword used by the Grand Master de Valletta during the Siege of Malta. You can close your eyes and imagine him fighting in that fort just over there, Fort St. Angelo, repelling the invading Ottomans, using a sword identical to this. And at the end of the siege, when the siege was won and victory was ensured, he presented this very sword, the original of this very sword, to Our Lady of Damascus in a church just a few 100 meters away from here. You can imagine the Grand Master on his knees presenting this sword to Our Lady. And those of you who have been in the armed forces know that a soldier's weapon is his most prized possession. So for this elite warrior to give up his sword, to present it to Our Lady, is the most incredible of gestures of thanks. So in that gesture of thanks, I again thank Viking and the entire Viking family for the opportunity to be here this evening.
Thank you, President. Our godmother today, Fiona, the Countess of Carnarvon, will now conduct the naming ceremony from her home in Highclere Castle in England. For more than a decade, Viking and Highclere have been linked through the acclaimed series Downton Abbey, and, of course, in real life. So now I would like to ask Lady Carnarvon to please name her ship.
I name you Viking Mars. May God bless you and all who sail on you. I would now like to ask my 7th sister, Karine, to cut the ribbon and to name my ship.
And I'd like to ask Charlotte of Highclere Castle to join me in, on behalf of Lady Carnarvon, cutting the ribbon that names the Viking Mars.